Hello. If you're here, you're most likely one of the people that visited our GoFundMe page, or one of the many variations of it. And you're probably here because you want to know a little bit more about what it is we're trying to do. My name's Patrick Pruett, and I work with an organization called Global Faith Missions Agency. I've been a missionary here with my wife for almost 13 years now. We have served in various different capacities in church planning, skill building, feeding those that can't feed themselves. So we've got quite a bit of experience here in Peru, South America. And so what we want to do is to try and move past the feeding and the giving clothes. And not that we won't do those things anymore. What we want to be able to do at this point is try and get to the core of the situation, which is a bad educational system. Most of the kids outside of Lima are encouraged not to go to school. They can learn how to read and write, then encouraged to head back to the farm and help the family survive. Here in Lima, a lot of the kids go to school and the education is rough. They have anywhere from 25 to 35 kids in a classroom, or they're woefully understaffed. The buildings are in disrepair, no AC, no heating. The kids don't have the resources they need. All the kids who are struggling to survive as it is have to buy uniforms and all their own books. It's just a rough situation for the students and the teachers. And they struggle, and I'm not blaming the teachers, I'm not blaming the kids. They each have their own issues to deal with, which is survival. And so I'm not blaming anybody here. It's just a rough system. And so what we want to do is to be able to buy land, build a school, and then be able to use the land and the school as well as a church to not only be able to educate the kids, but to be able to bring the families in that may not have skills. There's a lot of immigrants here from Venezuela and Ecuador that are struggling, and they don't have any skills, so they end up on the streets selling candy, washing windshield. So we'd like to be able to train them to give them a skill. The question usually comes after that, what are your qualifications? Well, I have my master's in theology. My wife has her master's in education, and we have trained here to be able to start schools by working at schools. And one of the things that we have seen and why we're doing it this way is that what happens is someone wants to start a school. So they raise the funds by getting a loan. So they get a loan for $500,000, $1 million, because land here in Lima is really high and you need a lot of land to start a school. And so they'll get that loan. They'll start the school, and their idea is they're going to help the disadvantaged, those that need the help. But once that note comes due and they realize they owe $10,000 to $20,000 a month, now they can't just let anybody in. They got to let people in that can pay. And we start letting people in that can pay, then you can't help those that are disadvantaged. And so then it slowly begins to be a school for those that have money. And then the idea of helping those that are disadvantaged just goes out the window because they got to pay the bills. And I completely get it. So what we're trying to do is to subvert that. This is a process that's going to take 5 to 10 years. This is not something where, unless somebody gives us millions of dollars tomorrow, which could be the case, this is going to take a while to raise the funds, to find the land, and to be able to get the school built, and then to find the teachers, and then start working on scholarships. We're currently working with schools in the United States that would be willing to support a child to get through 1 year, maybe 2 years, possibly the whole 11 years that they go to school here. So that's our goal right now. That's what we want to be able to do. One of the difficult issues here is the land. You need about 2,000 square meters, which is about 20,000 square feet to get a school going if you're going to do kindergarten, middle school, and high school. So a property here of 1,000 to 2,000 square meters is $1 to $2 million. So we're praying quite a bit that we'll be able to find a piece of land that will work for us. And one of the possibilities is if we can raise couple $100,000. We can't afford the huge piece of property. We can start what's called a nido, and it's kind of like kindergarten, pre-K kind of stuff where we don't have to have as much land. There's not as many restrictions, and so we can open up something pretty early. So what I plan on doing is on this channel and on TikTok is to start uploading different videos to kind of promote what it is that we're doing. I want to be able to show people what Lima is, not the Machu Picchu's, not the Amazons, none of the beautiful things that are here. I want people to see what Lima is. I also plan on doing some videos about how to learn Spanish more quickly, a bunch of different stuff so people are aware of what it is we're doing. Hopefully upload some videos of us actually helping people. There's a thing here right now that started with COVID called Olla Comunes. And it's basically just a community pot where mamitas decide that they're going to feed their pueblo. They're gonna feed their area. And so they make their home a kitchen, basically a soup kitchen. And so we like to try and bring food to them, freezers, refrigerators. Sometimes the mamitas don't have celulares. They don't have cell phones. So trying to communicate and get stuff done is really difficult. And so we like to be able to provide a lot of those things that they just may not be able to get themselves, stuff that we take for granted. Everyone has a cell phone, right? But when you live in a cardboard house and you're trying to make food for people, you don't have a lot of money to be able to buy those things. So one of these soup kitchens will feed, 30, 40 families daily. And they do charge, but they charge 2 soles, 3 soles, which isn't even $1. So they'll feed whole families for $2.50, $3. So we'll have some videos of that stuff too. Maybe I'll do some live streams, been answer people's questions about what it is we're doing. And you know what? We're not hiding. This isn't just like a corporation we're hiding behind. You can find my page. Go to Global Faith Missions Agency, Chattanooga, Tennessee. My home church is Crossroad to Life Baptist Church in Canton, Georgia. Our goal here is to make the lives of the Peruvians better and to share with them the love of Christ. It's one thing to plant a church and then just preach Christ's love, but we got to show it. And unless we show it, we're never going to make a difference in anybody's life, spiritually or physically. So those are our goals. That's what our plan is. That's what we're doing. Feel free to leave questions in the comments below. I'm new to social media and doing all this stuff. As you can tell, I'm not a young man. We're trying to figure all this stuff out as we go. So hope this answers some questions. Feel free to leave some questions below, some things you might want to see, and I'll try and start uploading sooner rather than later. We really do appreciate all that people are willing to do to help us get this accomplished. It is a process. The Lord knows, and you guys know, you don't build Rome in a day, but we do appreciate it. We'll see where the Lord takes us from here. Thank you.